Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going way beyond basic preparedness. We're going to build a professional-grade, documented safety plan for your home, and we're going to use the same systematic approach that the safest organizations in the world use to protect their people. So let's start with a really powerful idea. When a major event happens, I'm talking a wildfire, a power grid failure, or civil unrest, your home stops being just a home. All of a sudden, it becomes a command center, a shelter, and a first aid station all wrapped into one. And that kind of environment, it demands a professional system, not just guesswork. And this slide right here perfectly captures the two paths you can take. Over on the left, you've got reactive panic, that frantic, emotional scramble in the middle of a crisis that, let's be honest, often leads to confusion and mistakes. But on the right, you see a structured response. That's calmly executing a plan you've already made and you've already practiced. That is the fundamental difference between chaos and competence. So here's our game plan. We'll start by totally reframing how you see your home as a workplace. Then we'll build out your family's official safety manual. We're going to cover the right protective gear, backup communications, and then we'll talk about drills. And we'll wrap it all up with a 30-day action plan to turn all this theory into reality. All right, let's dive right into our first section. The home as workplace. Now, I know that might sound a little strange, but trust me, it's the core idea that shifts your entire approach to safety. We're going to ground our family's plan in the same official standards that keep professionals safe on the job, day in and day out. And this is absolutely crucial. We're not guessing here. This isn't about some abstract theory or a survivalist fantasy. We are leveraging a proven, authoritative framework straight from OSHA. Specifically Standard 1910.38, which requires emergency action plans for workplaces. We're just applying that same professional logic to our homes. Okay, so let's see how this professional mindset actually builds the core of our system, a written health, safety, and environment, or HSE, manual for your family. Seriously, you need to think of this as your official playbook for any crisis. First things first, let's get our terms straight so we're all on the same page. According to OSHA, an Emergency Action Plan, or EAP, is a formal written document. Its whole purpose is to eliminate confusion by organizing everybody's actions during a crisis. It tells you exactly what to do, who's going to do it, and how everyone stays safe. And this table is where the rubber meets the road. It shows you exactly how we translate that professional framework into our own homes. Every single one of OSHA's minimum requirements has a direct household equivalent. So reporting procedures becomes knowing how to use 911 and your backup radio. Critical operations, that means knowing exactly how to shut off the gas, the water, and the electricity. And personnel accounting is as simple as having a headcount procedure at a designated safe meeting spot. Now let's switch gears and talk about, well, gear. But listen, this isn't about just buying a bunch of stuff. This is about a systematic approach to personal protective equipment, or PPE. It's about having the right tool for the job when you need it most. You know, in the professional world, safety always starts with a hazard assessment. So for the home, what does that mean? It means thinking about the real risks. For eye hazards like flying debris during a nasty storm, you need goggles. For air quality hazards like wildfire smoke, you're going to need a respirator. It's all about matching the right equipment to the specific threat. Now, here's something really interesting that almost everybody overlooks. Your gear has an expiration date. According to manufacturers like 3M, the typical shelf life for a standard N95 respirator is about 5 years. But, and this is a big but, that's only if you store it correctly. And this slide explains exactly why that matters. See, storing a respirator in your hot garage or a damp basement can actually degrade the elastic headbands and the filter media. If those headbands lose their stretch, you can't get a proper seal on your face, which makes the respirator totally useless, even if it's brand new out of the box. And for those more advanced half-mask respirators, this color coding system is absolutely essential. It's not intuitive. You can't just guess. You have to know what it means. Those pink or purple P100 cartridges, those are for particulates like wildfire smoke. Black is for organic vapors, think gasoline. And white is for acid gases, like if you had a pool chemical spill. Matching the right cartridge to the right hazard is absolutely non-negotiable. All right, let's move on to communication. Because think about it, in a widespread emergency, what are the first things to fail? It's almost always the cell towers and the internet. And if you can't talk, you can't coordinate. It's that simple. And that's why this point is so critical. Redundancy. Your cell phone is your primary, everyday communication system, for sure. But you absolutely must have a secondary, independent system for when that primary system fails. And for most of us, that's going to be radio.
So the big question is, which radio system is right for your family? Well, this slide breaks it down. Ham radio is incredibly powerful. I mean, it has global potential, but it requires a technical exam and a much deeper knowledge base. For most families, GMRS is really the sweet spot. It's super simple to use, a single license covers your whole family for 10 years, and it's perfect for reliable, local, and neighborhood communication.
Look, a plan that's just sitting on a piece of paper is just theory. It's not real yet. To make it a real, life-saving competency, you have to turn it into muscle memory. And that's where drills and decision triggers come into play. This right here might be one of the most important things you can do: predefine your decision triggers. Instead of asking, should we leave in a moment of total panic, you establish cold, hard logic ahead of time. For example, if the air quality index goes above 300, we evacuate. No discussion. You see how that replaces an emotional debate with a simple, pre-agreed action. And after every single drill, you do what the professionals do. You conduct an after-action review. You just sit down as a family and ask 3 simple questions. What was supposed to happen, what actually happened, and what are we going to do to fix the difference? This is how you find the gaps in your plan and make it better every single time. Okay, wow, we've covered a ton of ground. And I know it can feel a little overwhelming, but the goal here is action, not just information. So let's break this all down into a clear, step-by-step plan that you can start on today. So listen, this is not for your someday list. This is your challenge. Within 1 week, I want you to draft a simple 1-page plan. Within 2 weeks, formally assign those roles. And within 30 days, conduct your very first drill. It can be as simple as practicing a utility shutoff. The key is just to start. And that really brings us to the final crucial question you need to ask yourself. Is your family's safety plan a documented, drilled, and professional system, or is it just a hope? Because when it really matters, hope is not a strategy. A system is. The goal isn't to live in fear. It's to live with competence. By building a documented, drilled system, you're not just hoping for the best, you're preparing to be your family's professional safety officer when it matters most. For more practical, real-world safety systems that protect your family like a high-reliability organization, subscribe to HSE Study.